everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and it's that time again. It's Monday morning for you guys anyway, which means it's time for my weekly WIP and Chat. I'm looking forward to spending the next hour or so with you just chatting while working on my current diamond painting project. So feel free to pull out a project or a WIP, work in progress, to work alongside me, or you can treat this like a podcast while you're getting stuff done. It's whatever works for you. And yeah, settle in. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, what you've been up to, what you're working on while we chat today. Speaking of what I'm working on anyway, I am back to this project, which I haven't touched for almost 2 weeks. A week and a half, I guess. This is Hades and Persephone from Diamond Art Club and the artist Mrs. Butter D. Here's a look at the original artwork. Isn't this just wonderful? I love this artwork so much. I love virtually everything Mrs. Butter D puts out. And this was a rainy day stash kit. I'm so glad to be back to it. I have completed, I don't remember how many rows I originally divided this into, but I'm on the last 2. So we're opening up this section that's kind of the top of Persephone's head and getting into a little bit of this like background aura, this motif going on in the background. So you can kind of see that here. So yes, this is what I'm working on. I think it's currently out of stock on the Diamond Art Club website. I'll have it linked below. As long as they haven't discontinued it, you can sign up for a back in stock notification and it'll send you an email when it does come back into stock. But this is a popular kit from a popular artist, so I'm sure it sells out quickly when they do restock it. But anyway, that's the kit. Accessories wise, this is my last WIP and Chat before Halloween and before the end of Drills and Chills. So I grabbed a bunch of my Drills and Chills accessories that I haven't had the chance to show off to you guys yet from my recent sponsor spotlight. And we're going to use these today. So I have this pen, which is from Flower Designs and matches all of the accessories. It came with a tray and a cover minder and I think some putty too that all had this really cute like ghost within like the skeleton kid too. And they made these for Drills and Chills. So super lightweight pen. I'm excited to work with this one today. And then this tray is from Firefly Diamond Art. There were 2 colorways of this one. I got it with the like kind of gold sparkly and then the black filament on top. And yeah, there we go. Drills and Chills 2025. This is the switch style of tray. They have several different styles. This is the wax that WeWax created for Drills and Chills and the scent Big Macintosh. Then we have putty from Creations Morin. I don't remember what this one smells like. We'll open it up and see. And then this cover minder is from Shire Shenanigans. So all things Drills and Chills. I love a themed set of accessories. It's a weakness. It's a problem. And by problem, I mean a fantastic problem to have. So let me go ahead and first things first, I got to grab a multi-placer. Hopefully it's going to fit okay in there. Let me check real quick because I'm a metal multi-placer. Oh, was that like, uh-oh. That's like really in there.
I can help you find a place if you turn on the...
I watched that. I was talking to her. Okay, legit, I can't seem to get this out of here. It twists and it sounds like it's coming out, but that's like, oh, there it is. Okay. Whew, that just gave me a heart attack. I was like, it's not hot glued in there because it's moving. And that actually, okay. Crisis averted. I was like, I'm not looking to break this pen, but I am convinced that can't be in there. Like the way it's twisting, but those popping sounds were something. This putty, I'm glad I'm changing it out. I don't remember what putty this was. I've just used it so much that it's gotten very, very soft and sticky. It's time to change it out. So it's good timing. I always like to swap in fresh putty, fresh wax when I'm doing my WIP and Chats, especially if I know I'm putting in like a new texture of putty and stuff than what's already in there. And I haven't used Creations Morin putty in a while, so this is overdue. I just used tweezers to scoop it out like you just saw. And then the single placer, I haven't used this pen yet, so it's not a big deal. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, putty, Creations Morin. I have used their putty, but it's been a minute, I feel like. So what do we have? Let's see. Okay, yeah, it smells spicy, like cloves and stuff, like kind of fall spices. I'm gonna try to see if this will load up okay. I'm going to need to put it on a harder surface. It seems like it's a little bit soft. Let's check. And I'm curious, for you guys that use putty or wax or whatever you use in your pen, how often do you have to change it out? How often do you have to reload it? Is it something that lasts you for a long time, like hours and hours of diamond painting? Do you start with like fresh every time you sit down to craft? I'm just curious, what do you guys prioritize when it comes to your accessories, your wax and putty? I really prefer wax or putty that's going to last me a while, that I'm not going to have to mess with changing out a lot. I want to get several diamond painting sessions worth of use out of it. And I feel like most of what I use regularly, that's how it goes. So, all right, this is loaded up. Let me open up this section and we'll get started. Get off to the races here. So grab a snack, grab a cup of coffee or tea or your beverage of choice. And yeah, we're going to chat. So FYI, I will have a small interruption in a little bit. Adam's was at a friend's birthday hangout tonight, and he texted shortly before I started to say he was on his way home. Now, he's coming from up in LA, and we live in Orange County, so it's like a little bit of a drive, but this time of night there's probably no traffic. So, I mean, he's probably going to be home in like 15 minutes or something. So, based on when he texted me. But for you guys, it'll either just be a pause in the clip, or I'll just let him walk through and say hi. So anyway, hello. How are you doing today, friends? I hope that you've been having a wonderful start to your week and a wonderful week so far. He's sitting here on a Sunday evening, just winding down from my day, getting ready to kick off another week. Crazy week, the kiddos. It's Halloween week. There's a lot happening this week, you guys. A lot. There's a lot. I'm going to have a lot to talk to you about in next week's WIP and Chat, which also, this is super important. The most important thing I'm going to talk about all day. And that is, would you guys like my mom to come and visit? Mama Washi, as some of you have very affectionately dubbed her. Would you like her to stop by for a WIP and Chat next week? Because she's going to be in town. And if so, what should we ask her? What are your burning questions? What are you wondering about? For someone that's been diamond painting for, I believe, 1.5 years now, if you have diamond painting specific questions or stuff like that. And yeah, stoked that she's going to be here, and looking forward to getting to hopefully diamond paint a little bit with her and get lots of family time. So we have my parents coming into town. Of course, I'm very much looking forward to seeing my dad as well. And it's Halloween week. And so we have lots of fun plans while they're here, including going to the pumpkin patch. We'll have trick or treat. It'll be the Halloween parade at the kids' school. And it's just going to be a grand old time, you guys. I cannot wait. I've been feeling just a little tiny bit low the past couple of days. And having family in town, I think, is just going to feel very incredibly uplifting. So, anyway, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. I like to usually start off like, let's do a little state of my WIPs. What are the state of my current projects? So I'm back to this one, Hades and Persephone, which I haven't touched since I got in Cozy Autumn in the mail from Diamond Art Club's Halloween release. That was a kit that I had been given a gift card for Diamond Art Club's website, and I decided to use it on a couple of Halloween releases. And that particular kit was as I'm calling it, it's the drop everything kind of kit. Like, I'm going to drop everything to work on this kit immediately. So it came in on a Wednesday morning, a week and a half ago, or almost 2 weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this. I filmed that unboxing before the kids even got home from school. By dinner time, I had that kit kitted up and ready to go, and I had laid the first drills down on it before my kids even went to bed that night. So I went laser focused, all in on that particular project, and basically ignored the gorgeous Hades and Persephone for that entire time. So I'm glad to be back to it. I finished Cozy Autumn earlier today. If you happen to be in the DAC VIP Facebook group, I shared a picture of it there, so you could check that out if you're interested. I, at some point, think that maybe I'll be back to being active on Instagram again. It's just one of those social media platforms I lost some energy for, and something had to give, and that was one of the things that gave. So But I would like to post maybe an update of like the different projects I completed for Drills and Chills over there this year. So I guess maybe stay tuned for that, but for sure it's already in the DAC VIP Facebook group, as well as the Crafters Den Discord. If you're looking for a diamond painting Discord server to get involved in, that'll be linked below too. But that project, Cozy Autumn, was a lot of fun to work on. It had a lot more confetti than I was expecting, especially in some areas like the girl that's sitting in the chair reading. Her hair and her sweater were truly pure and utter confetti, but they look so incredible. The texture in her sweater is perfect. It looks like you could see the cabling in it, and her hair, it's chef's kiss. I'm obsessed with the details in that kit and how the rendering came out. It's so good. Am I biased because I love the original artwork? Well, yeah, of course, but also I just genuinely think that it turned out well. And you guys can let me know if you disagree. Go take a look at the picture. Please tell me if I am being too biased here, okay? But no, that was so much fun to work on, hence why I could not put it down, even with all of that confetti. This is a trash-prone drill. Look, Diamond Art Club isn't perfect either. I wish I could truly show you it, but there's like, this is a weird one for trash. Okay, so like right here, no, it's not showing up. Oh, I need to fix the focus so you're not going in and out of focus every time. There's some drills down here that there's just like a little bit of extra sticking up around the edges. I don't necessarily remember dealing with that with this color previously, but I think this color I haven't had much of in this kit at all. It's just kind of up in this top area. It's like really kind of almost, I don't know, it's a purple color. Anyway, so yes, Cozy Autumn is done. It went a lot faster than I was expecting. I am crediting a couple of different things for that. One is that I don't understand what it is, but truly it just feels like when I'm loving working on a kit, it just goes faster. I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know if I'm like feeling the happy dopamine or whatever and I'm physically moving faster, or if it's I am spending more time on it because I'm enjoying it and I just don't realize how much more time I'm spending on it. Like I'm looking for reasons to go and work on it, which I think all of the above is true. But also, you guys, I'm pretty confident that my shoulder is like really well healed up at this point. And the amount of time I've been able to diamond paint the past couple of weeks has really proven that to me. And I'm really grateful because I had my last physical therapy appointment a few weeks ago. And the physical therapist had told me, she's like, I think we're, really on the right track here. You've had notable improvement. And she's like, you just keep kind of doing this stuff at home. That'll do the trick. And if you have like another flare up or injury or something, contact your doctor and we'll go from there. But, yeah, so I'm glad that it wasn't like, oh no, I'm actually having, still significant pain or something like that. It just feels like it has continued to get better. There was a particular exercise or two that she had given me that I felt like just really kind of unlocked and sped up my healing significantly. It's like, I think it just targeted wherever the injury was. And if you are newer, maybe here from Drills and Chills and aren't sure, like what shoulder injury, I hurt my shoulder from too much diamond painting. It was a repetitive motion kind of stress injury. And I had to scale back on my diamond painting a ton for a few months because this happened back in the very end of May, beginning of June when I was at a retreat. And so I was only diamond painting maybe an hour or two a day. And the past week or two, especially since Cozy Autumn came in, yesterday and the day before alone, probably 6+ hours of diamond painting. And I've been really closely trying to pay attention to my body, like take stretch breaks. We're not halfway through I almost said the live stream. I've been watching too many Twitch streams. We're almost halfway through this video, not quite halfway through this video. So I'm not going to do like an official stretch break reminder, but remember to, stretch, do a little posture check anyway. But I've been trying to do more of that and just be proactive about it. And I haven't been feeling any stress or pain or anything like that. And so I'm kind of just like, well, I think I might be doing okay. So that's part of it too, I'm sure, is that I can actually physically diamond paint more without experiencing pain. And it's been a few months since I've been able to do that. So I'm going to keep being really careful because I'm not looking to injure myself all over again. I'm trying to pay attention to things like how I'm sitting, how I'm like diamond painting and stuff, and not fall completely back into old habits, which is easier said than done. But yeah, the more you know. I did feel really silly at the time trying to describe to my physical therapist how I got this injury, trying to like demonstrate it for her and stuff. And I felt really silly. She never made me feel judged or like I was being silly. She was just like, I just need all the information. Diamond painting? What's that? That's cool. Yeah. So, you know, here we are. Okay. I love that pop. WeWax usually gives really good pops. I love it. When I'm single placing, that's when you'll hear it. So yes, Cozy Autumn went really fast, couldn't put it down. And here I was it in last week's WIP and Chat? Did I say as much? Did I say that I was worried I wasn't going to finish it before the end of October? And I didn't know how long it was going to take me, especially with my parents coming into town. Yeah, I guess I finished it before the end of October. And now it looks like I really may very well finish this one before the end of October as well. It just depends. How the next week goes, because we have a lot planned, but that's okay. I'm not feeling a rush to finish this one. I feel very satisfied that I finished the other one, and I'm just sitting here enjoying this kit. It's very bittersweet whenever I work on a rainy day kit that has that kind of special meaning to me that I have been waiting to work on, or that I'm just really exceptionally excited to work on, because it's like I love the process of working on it, but also I'm a little sad when it's over, because that means, well, I worked on it and now it's done. And unless I did something like went out and bought a second copy, it's like then I don't get to work on it again. Then it's just done. But maybe there's value in that too, and appreciating it in the moment. But I just feel like Mrs. Butter D and the color palettes she uses, and like just her art style, it's so enjoyable to work on. She'd probably be in my top 3 artists that are at DAC. How would I even pick my top favorite artists? I'm not gonna do that to myself, because I'm gonna try to think on it. Maybe one of these upcoming WIP and Chats I'll report back. I'll try to narrow it down. Like, who would I say my top 3 at Diamond Art Club are? Yeah, that would be rough, but maybe I will. Who are your top favorite artists? Like, if you had to pick 1, 2, maybe even 3 at any company. Doesn't have to just be at Diamond Art Club. Any company. Who are your favorite artists? And why? This is turning into a set of like tag questions. It's not. I'm just chattering away with you guys. So anyway, yes, I anticipate finishing this one pretty soon. I don't know exactly what I'm going to work on next. I think probably I'll go ahead and dive into an art dot kit. I'm very eager to work on one of their kits to see what the quality is like, especially because they said that they have improved, that they're rolling out kits that have an improved square drill grid that should have less gapping. Drill really does not want to come off. And I kind of then poked around and saw some different reviews from people, including there's one I saw from Diamond Paintings with Laura, where I was like, oh yeah, now that's gapping. So I'm very eager to work on. It should be, I think, maybe the same artwork that they sent out that is going to have an improved grid. And I'm like, I want to get my hands on it and actually see how I feel about it. So I think, definitely want to work on an art dot kit sometime in November. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm going to be ready to work on holiday kits or wintry kits. To me, November is still very much fall. So I always kind of look forward to, there's like a couple of breather months for me in the second half of the year. Since June and July is when I'm hosting one event called Summer with the Masters, and then September, October is when I host Drills and Chills, and then December I'm in the mood for holiday Christmas kits. It feels like the months of August and November are just kind of free months. I can work on whatever I want to. I'm not aiming for a particular theme or event or anything like that. I can just see like, okay, what's a company that I haven't worked on in a while, or where's my nose leading me, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, and a couple of kits from some shops I've been sitting on for a while wanting to unbox. That's like, well, maybe I'll unbox one of those and end up wanting to work on one of those. We'll see. But so I'm trying to adjust these a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. November, I always hold it really loosely. So yeah, we'll see. I don't tend to do like official like plans, like planning out my kids' videos, but when I hear Adam's home. You know what? I guess I'm gonna say hi to him. Oh no, he's going back to the garage. I'm gonna say hi to him in a sec, and then I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I have absolutely no idea what I was talking about before because I was chatting with Adam for a bit. He had a good time. And so we're just going to move on. We'll just keep moving. Scout is very, very happy that Adam is home. So yes, kits that I'm working on, how all that's going. This week ended up being a little bit lighter on videos for me. It's kind of the video side of things. Typically I have 5 videos go up a week, which is, I mean, it feels like a lot of channels, like especially ones that do a ton of like editing and really kind of sharp turnaround. I don't know, like not turnarounds, do kind of like sharper styles, like sleeker styles. Like they'll do 1 video a week. And that's something every once in a while I kick around the idea of scaling back and do like more heavily edited videos that take more time to like film, produce, put together. But I don't know, this is kind of the rhythm I'm in, and I don't know if that's like a big change that makes sense for how I'm doing like my channel right now, but I don't know, who knows. I don't even know necessarily what I would try to cut if I did, but things would have to just look a little bit different, but that's okay. So yeah, I ended up, because the week before ended up having 6 videos, which just was, I didn't look at my calendar closely enough. I thought, well, then this next week I can do 4 videos. We had kind of a longer, busier day on Saturday. I was kind of wiped out, so I decided not to film a video Saturday night for Sunday like I was originally planning to, and just took today off, which I was glad that I did that. I felt a little bit more well rested and more like energized. So that just kind of let the Drills and Chills Week 8 video sit too. So hard to believe that is the last weekly video for Drills and Chills. I just don't totally understand where the time is going. Not to be a broken record, I think I mention this nearly every week, but I just don't understand how my kids have been in school for 2 months, how Halloween is here, like what is happening. But and it's like, before I know it, it's going to be time to be looking at doing my year in review video and trying to I think I want to try to rank my kits again this year, like what my favorites were and stuff like I did last year. That was a lot of fun to do. Just, it's like one of them's got to be like my most favorite and one of them's got to be my least favorite, and then everything in between. I don't know, I have some guesses for how I'd rank things, but it's the stuff in the middle that gets harder to pin down. And we'll see what happens between now and the end of the year as far as like possible new releases that might come out, or just sort of what mood for what kinds of kits I'm in to work on. But yes, I appreciate also, speaking of Drills and Chills, the feedback that you guys gave me in last week's WIP and Chat, where I asked about your thoughts on Drills and Chills videos looking kind of similar year over year, in terms of like often there's a video that's like doing some tag questions, often there's a video kind of showing different kits that I've worked on and reviewing them, or any number of different things. And I was pleasantly surprised that so many of you said you actually look forward to that component of things. And I'm sure there may have been some of you that don't necessarily love it but didn't feel comfortable expressing as much, and I understand that. But know for what it's worth that I try to stay very, very open and receptive to feedback, especially if it's done in good faith, and I like to think that the vast majority of you would do, and especially when I'm asking for it. So yeah, just I appreciate those of you that Let me know what your thoughts were on that. And good thing to keep in mind for drills and chills for next year. I'm sure there will be another one next year. And yeah, so that's been fun. I'm still playing some catch up on things related to drills and chills prizes, but we managed to do a ton of catch up the past week, and I think we're on the right track here. Scout is chewing very, very strongly on a bone in the background. I never know just what the mic is going to pick up and how loud it's actually going to sound to you guys. So you may have no idea what I'm talking about. You might be like, that's so loud. I always try to fix any really glaring audio stuff after the fact. But an expert in audio engineering, I am not. I try my best to make it enjoyable to listen to. But here we are. I was chuckling a little bit. I don't know if you guys followed, like if you're in the VIP Facebook group for Diamond Art Club that I mentioned earlier. I don't know if you've seen, like, virtually since this one particular kit, it's all shades of green, has lots of ducks in a bath called Duck Bath. And ever since this kit released for Black Friday last year, it's sold out relatively quickly. It feels like every week there's been a post in the VIP group from people being like, when's Duck Bath going to restock? When's Duck Bath going to restock? I have no idea why it didn't restock until this past week. I almost feel like it just became its like own entity. It was kind of amusing, and it became like a thing that people were just kind of chuckling about. But it finally restocked this week. It got its own dedicated app notification, and I just had to laugh out loud. And I know there are some people, I used to be this way sometimes, where it almost like everyone else getting excited about it and like really wanting the thing. Have you ever experienced this when that happens, that you go, oh, well, if everyone else is really excited about it, maybe I should be excited about it. Like, I must be missing out. Like, it's literally FOMO. I must be missing out. If everyone else is excited about it, I'm going to get on this train too. I did not fall prey to this, thankfully, in part because I feel like there's been enough from this artist in voting that I can wait for the artwork that I really, really love from this artist. I really like her artwork. It's Art by Julia is the name. I love her artwork that has the calico cats in it. And there's one or two pieces that have been in voting that I'm crossing my fingers make it through because they're super cute. I like the color palettes a little bit better. It's pretty rare that I will like a kit that is just all shades of green or primarily shades of green, as I work on some green shades here, but it's not like the primary color of this kit, okay? So easy enough to pass on Duck Bath, but I was very happy for everyone that was so excited that it finally restocked. It's cute. It's really cute in not a condescending way, not like a patronizing way. I think it's really cute when people are so excited about a thing. And I'm like, oh, look at them go with this thing that they really love. And I love when people are like that about me with stuff that I love too. Like, oh, there goes Katie with her love of mythological couples. How cute is that? You know what? Darn straight. And it's just like, let people love what they love and just be happy that they're happy. And that's the life I'm living right now. Look, I'm soaking up positivity and happiness and encouragement absolutely wherever it is to be found. And this is one of those things. All right. But yeah, so Duck Bath restocked. It sold out that same day. I have to imagine that they did stock a ton of it though, because otherwise it would have sold out so much faster, right? They had to have stocked a ton of it. They had to have known. Sometimes I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would love to be a fly on the wall. There's things I'm fascinated by the process of just how things work, how stuff works. And some people think that because I do sneak peeks for DAC and have for a while, that I have like this insider info or I know like the inner workings. I'm like, no. Most of the time, like I am as oblivious as anyone else, and I'm surprised by things as much as anyone else. Every once in a blue moon, and there'll be something, or like I know what sneak peek I'm getting, and so I know that before other people do. Like that's really it. It's really not it's not super deep. It's not like a whole thing, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how many they stocked. I don't know what the conversations were about this like kit that became legend, but I'm happy for everybody that hopefully got what they wanted. So yeah, this color blocking is nice and zippy. This like gradient going on here. I'm a fan. Is the next one? No. Okay, the next one is not a special drill, but the one after it, the next color in is. Come on. There we go. That spout, it's a little bit big, but it's nice because stuff doesn't get stuck in there. Okay. You go there, and then we get this one. So yeah, speaking of like being on the sneak peek team and like influencers in general, so I forgot to look this up ahead of time, but there was a channel. I'm trying to think of if my friend recommended this channel or this video specifically. I think it was this video specifically, and I'm so sorry that my memory is so bad because this was a week ago at this point. It was like right after I had like done my WIP and Chat. But this video that I came across that had a bunch of views on it. I guess I have a computer right here. I could look it up. Let me look real quick. But it was called something like, "What is the influencer accent?" And it was, hold on one second. Let's see if it pops right up. There it is, by Tiffany Ferg. The Influencer Accent Internet Analysis. 379,000 views. Put up 11 days ago. This was, and I'm scrolling down. There's other channels that have like done variations on that. Okay, this was actually a really interesting video. I don't know if I've watched stuff of hers before, but it was I liked the video. Because it wasn't done with a judgmental eye. It was done with a curious one. Like what is it? Maybe like, where does this come from? Like, and is this something that like we shouldn't judge? Like, is there like I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to put it. It was basically exploring like, is this actually problematic? And is this really just a part of how culture and society evolves and how, you know, accents and the way that people talk, how that happens, independent of whether or not this is related to linked to influencer accent. And it was equal parts fascinating and also had me being like, oh man, I'm going to be paying so much attention to the way that I talk now. But it was like a handful of very specific characteristics, things like upspeak, where you are ending a lot of the ways that you talk on an up inflection as if you're asking a question and trying to push for engagement. There were like the pauses, like I know I do that sometimes. There were things like vocal fry, which I feel like I have some of, but I don't think it's as bad as like, okay, did you guys watch the, there's been so many videos and discourse surrounding like Ned Fulmer trying to relaunch like his podcast and stuff, and virtually every one of them is like he cranked his vocal fry up to 11. It was really something. And it felt like it was a deliberate, like calculated move to like seem, I don't know, like sympathetic or something. It was something like very manipulative, basically. But I'm like, I don't think I'm that bad. And there were a couple other things too, and I don't know. It was, like I said, both parts fascinating and also like, oh man, do I do that? Because I do tend to imitate the speech patterns and inflections and things that I hear from others, whether it's in the diamond painting space or just like YouTube in general. I watch a lot of commentary channels and channels do like deep dives and stuff. It seemed like this was maybe a little bit more of a thing in like the TikTok sphere, but I think it is still a thing on YouTube depending on kind of what type of video that it is. But I just thought, well, this was interesting, and I'm not deliberately like putting on a front by any means. It's more just I just tend to emulate the way that I hear other people talking sometimes. Adam does point out to me, like when I start recording a video, he's like, you have like a different voice. You have a YouTube voice when you film videos. I'm like, I don't know how to turn it off. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to do it. It just happens. Like I just go into like public speaking mode or something. I don't know. But anyway, that was interesting. That was my fun YouTube finds this week. So thanks to my friend who recommended that. I think it was Michaela. Was it Michaela or Courtney? Yeah. So thank you for that. I'm always interested if you guys have any commentary type channels that you enjoy listening to. It's nice to put on a longer video and just have it on in the background, and I can just let it play. I'm not constantly like looking for what's the next video I want to watch. I try to get some of my favorites. I'm just straight blanking. I like Swoop. I like Kayla says there's a newer channel in like the booktube sphere that's really interesting. That's like books with Laura or something like that. There's a handful of others too, but the ones that tend to do more like researched and aren't like sensationalist. I don't really do the sensationalist thing. I've been seeing like that sensationalist thing, like clickbait stuff starting to creep in the diamond painting world in some spaces, and it makes me a little, I don't know, a little uncomfy. And I don't know. I like people that feel like they're willing to accept like nuanced takes and really trying to gather as much information as possible and understand as much about the various angles and perspectives of things as possible. I find that a lot more valuable and interesting and just well done. So yeah, if you've got any recommendations, I know I'm blanking on others. There's others that are a little more like evergreen. I'm thinking like, I don't know if she's really done a lot of videos in a while, but I really enjoyed like some of Sarah Zed's content, or Sarah Z, and like Jenny Nicholson. But I don't know if they're putting out a lot of like recent content, but yeah. So anyway, influencer accent. I don't know if this is helpful or bad for you guys to now be aware of it. I'll try to remember to link that video below if you guys wanted to go and check it out. But is that supposed to be there, or did I misplace that? That is not supposed to be there. It's like, that looks like that might not be right. But look at this pretty fairy dust color I'm laying down. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, this putty is sticky, and sometimes these drills don't want to quite come off. Like the glue maybe isn't like 100% as sticky. This is a little bit older kit, and I feel like there was a run of kits there where the glue was a little extra, I don't know, slippery, prone or something. But there, those came off fine. I don't know. What else has been going on? So I have dipped my toes a little bit more into the cross stitch space. This is not going to turn into a cross stitch channel. I'm not going to bore you guys to tears with it. I'm going to try not to. But I finished my Mill Hill kit. I think I talked about that my last WIP and Chat maybe, but that one is done. And I've been waffling on if I wanted to try another kit and kind of, pricing it out, figuring that out, and see if that's something I could do. And I ended up going on a fun little adventure with Micah yesterday to kind of price out and take a look at some floss, some fabric, because there was a chart that I had in mind that I was able to get for a really good price. And yeah, so I ended up picking up those materials. Walmart had a lot, and it was very, very, very inexpensive. And so I have this little chart that I'm going to try doing kind of from scratch with my own materials, and it's a really cute, it's got a dragon in it, because of course it is, and it's licensed and everything, and it looks like, human artist, human charting, all that. And that was really fun. It was a little fun adventure for Micah and I yesterday. Adams, a friend of ours, had come over with his kiddo, and because Connor and his kiddo wanted to have a play date. And so the thing is Micah had kind of a sniffly nose, so I had thought, well, let me get Micah out of the house for at least part of this, so that we're minimizing the germ exposure. And so I took Micah on my little adventure. I was like, he's not so sick I'm uncomfortable taking him out in public. It's just like under the same roof as another kiddo, like in close proximity, since our space is on the smaller side. I just thought, let's just for a couple hours, I'll take him out. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll see. I don't see cross stitch even remotely replacing diamond painting for me. I see it being a fun diversion every once in a while when I want a little breather from diamond painting, and just want to work on something else for a little bit. That's kind of what that Mill Hill kit was for me, and what Pixels has been for me, is just like, it's still crafty. It's still very much in that like pixel art sphere and style of things. Come off of this pen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with some of these. I don't know if it's the drills or the glue or the putty being real sticky or what. I just think, I see it as just being another craft that I sometimes work on the side. But this is I have no intention, I guess never say never, but I have no intention of turning this into like a multi-craft channel. Keeping it pretty strictly diamond painting is my plan. I think diamond painting is always going to be my primary craft, my first true love and craft of choice. So yeah, that was a fun little adventure yesterday. And also last week I had the chance to go and get my hair cut. I actually was lucky enough to have a friend offer to cut it for me. And it I really just needed a trim. I needed a few inches taken off, and she was able to do it really quickly and easily. And I feel so much better. I've been dealing with some like kind of extra hair loss and hair thinning just a bit. And it was really just starting to make me feel kind of not great about myself, like not super great on my self-esteem. But I like wasn't really in a position to like go to my usual like hair person. And I was like, I don't need like a color or anything. Like I'm just letting my natural undyed hair like grow in, which it's not, I just would always add a little bit of like low lights, highlights, like just a little bit of depth to my hair. I'll hide a little bit of my grays, which my kids have been so kind to give me over the years. And so I was like, I just want to trim. I just want less hair. I think that the thinness will be less obvious that way too. And I'll just feel lighter. I've been wanting to cut my hair. It's too long. I like long hair, but I just wanted some of it gone, like just a little bit less. And no, I feel so much better. I'm so much happier with how it looks and how I feel about it. And yes, also hoping that we're kind of addressing things that maybe why I've been losing hair a little bit more, like shedding a bit more than usual. But in the meantime, it's like that's going to take a while to really improve and get better. So at least in the meantime, it's like, okay, well, feel a little bit better about how it looks. This is an AB, and I was thrown a little bit at first because I saw like, oh, it's at like the beginning of my tray. This kit was from before Diamond Art Club switched over their ABs to be at the end of the color list with like the DMC code, as opposed to just being like 125. It's like now that would say AB 125 or whatever. And the ABs in this kit are at the beginning of the legend and in my tray. Oh my gosh. These ABs and this putty. I think this putty is just really sticky, honestly, which is not necessarily a bad thing, except when I feel like I'm fighting against these drills. But that's okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, you guys. Excuse me. So yeah, haircut, a little bit of self-care. It was also good to just have some friend time in person. I can be kind of a hermit sometimes and just hunker down and not spend a lot of time with friends in person and just stick to plenty of wonderful online friends. But sometimes just seeing people in person is really good for the soul too. So even when it's my tendency to isolate when I'm stressed or having a hard time, which is honestly, it's been a lot of the past like year plus just with life things. So I'm trying to navigate that in a way that's like healthy and more sustainable. And so spending time with a friend in person was a nice way to go about that. Other things that have been going on, I'm grumping a little bit because I have a bone to pick with retailers or whoever makes these decisions I'm about to gripe about. And that is, who decides when pumpkin season is over? And why do so many of these places, why have they decided that like the week of Halloween is it? Because we have pumpkin stuff at Thanksgiving, like pumpkin pie, that's a staple, right? How does pumpkin stuff not extend into November? I'm complaining about this because I walked into Trader Joe's this week, and my kids' favorite thing, I swear to you, they look forward to this all year, is the pumpkin bars that they only carry in the fall. And by the fall, I mean for like a 1.5 month window, really, because it was a couple of weeks into September before I started seeing them on shelves. And then when I was there this past week, the second to last week of October, there were none on the shelves. The little label was still there. So it's like maybe they're about to get more. But I remember this from past years that it's like they're starting to get rid of the pumpkin stuff, or like once it sells out, it's gone. And I've heard that Starbucks is already starting to do that with some of their pumpkin stuff. And it's like, the heck, guys? Like, It's okay if there's a little bit of overlap between pumpkin and wintry Christmas stuff. And like winter, like if you're starting that stuff in November, and it's like, how long is it going? And really, like, what are you going to put out that's that exciting and seasonal after winter is over? I just feel like we should be extending pumpkin stuff into more of November, even just halfway into November. Like, it doesn't have to make it all the way to Thanksgiving, but like a little bit into November, just a little. And then you still got plenty of time to do all your holiday stuff. You can have it out by Black Friday. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm grumpy, mostly because I thought that I had a little bit more time. It's like, just pick up another box of those pumpkin bars for my kids. And I've even been like rationing them. Okay, that sounds bad. I don't mean rationing as in like stopping them from eating. I mean specifically the pumpkin bars, being like, you guys, we have to go easy on these. We have to stretch these out, and still, like, they're going to be gone. So I don't know if you guys have insight, like, why is this a thing? Why is pumpkin season so short? It's just rude. Okay. But yeah, that's my grump about pumpkin season. And then other things that are happening this week. Well, we are going to obviously have Halloween and trick or treat with the kids. And I mentioned my parents are coming into town. They're actually getting here tomorrow, based on when this video is going up. They're getting here Tuesday. And when they both come out, which I think my dad usually only comes out once a year. We see him more than once a year because we'll often, they'll fly us back to Ohio for the holidays, or we've like gone out to see them at spring training because they'll like rent an Airbnb in Phoenix, and that's driving distance for us from here. So like I see my dad more than once a year, but usually he's not coming out every single time my mom comes out specifically to California to visit us. A lot of it's just for practicality, honestly, but they're renting a hotel, and we'll be here for a week. The kids are so excited. And it's the first time that my dad has been out here for trick or treat. He usually comes out on when my mom comes out for like a summer visit. This year they decided to do it differently. I'm trying to remember why. I don't remember why. It doesn't really matter. I'm just like trying to remember what the reasoning was. But yeah, so he'll get to like do trick or treat with the kids and stuff. And I'm really looking forward to that. I already warned them that Connor has been on this huge Uno kick, specifically Uno, the No Mercy variation. There's so many different variations of Uno and that you can get now. But I was like, you guys, he's going to want to play this with you. We play it every single day. It's a lot of fun. I love that he's into it, and he's turned into someone that has like good sportsmanship, and it's just fun. I love that he loves it so much. But yeah, I just tell my parents, like, just bring your game face, because he shows no mercy. He takes this game seriously, and he's good at it too. I'm trying to meal plan for while they're here a bit. Some meals that I know that they'll like, and we don't want to eat out too much. Something maybe like chicken enchiladas one night. We really like turkey burgers. And then honestly, just something really easy like pasta. Micah is obsessed with pasta, and that's something that's really easy to make like on a budget, as well as make like a bulk amount of. So I think we'll probably do that, and we'll eat out a couple of times at least while they're here. 'Cause there's a couple like restaurants that they like to hit up while they're out here that aren't things in Ohio. So yeah, I'm really just genuinely so looking forward to seeing them and spending time with them. Right now they're up in Portland visiting my brother and his fiance, so they're making like a little coastal trip out of it. My poor parents. My brother and I both moving across the country from them is, not, I think, what any of us expected. It's just kind of how it happened. But I'm just glad that we get to see as much of them as we do. So yeah, that'll be going on this week. I'm sure I'll have lots to share about next week's WIP and Chat. But yeah, other kind of fun updates for the kids. So Connor, like I mentioned, has been super into playing Uno No Mercy with us. I went on a costume hunt for him this past week and ended up going, just at a loss, ended up going into Spirit Halloween to look for a costume for him. He decided on being a ninja, and I was just striking out at thrift stores and at like Walmart and stuff. So I was like, well, let me just go check Spirit. I haven't been in a spirit Halloween in I don't even know how long. Years? Ever? Have I ever been in a spirit Halloween? Like at least 10 years, if ever. Like it's been a really long time. But I poked my head in there. Oh my gosh, it was so overstimulating because the whole center of the store was just all of those motion activated, like those things that you see in TikToks and stuff, like the giant things that like leap at you or whatever. I was avoiding that obviously, but like it was still so loud from other people. It was such a loud situation. Also, kind of depressing because the closest spirit Halloween to me is in the old Joanne store. R.I.P. Like, the joke is that when stores go out of business, that they're going to get replaced by a spirit Halloween. And that's exactly what happened. It was weird to walk through there. I was just sad. I was like, this used to be at Joann's. Like, I miss it. I'm not okay. But I ended up finding what I needed after being hilariously scandalized by some of the very, very, very adult costumes that were on the adult side of the store. It took me a minute to realize that it was like split, like, okay, the kid-sized costumes are on this half of the store, left half of the store, and anything that's like adult-sized costumes on the right half of the store. Well, it should have been like one of those old school video rental places where there was like a curtain, because I'm telling you what, some of these costumes, like, can they just have this out on the shelf? Any kid could walk by this. Are you serious right now? It was something. And I was like, Spirit Halloween, what are we doing? Okay. All right. Well, this is not the section I need to be in. I'm looking for the kid-size ninja costumes, not whatever that is. So that was funny. And he was also really excited because his class had earned a reward. Like they work like as a class to like earn rewards points for different things. And they had earned one and got to do like watch a movie in class on Friday. And they also got to wear pajamas to school and bring a stuffed animal, which, side note, do you guys call them stuffed animals or stuffies? Because I'd never heard them referred to as stuffies when I lived in Ohio. But when we moved out here, that's what everyone calls them. And I just was like, the stuffy? It's a really cute name, but I had never heard it before. And so I'm curious, is this a regional thing? So Connor was just so excited. Literally Thursday night, he's like, I'm going to skip reading a book before bed because I'm just so excited. I want to get to sleep as soon as possible so that it can be tomorrow where I get to wear pajamas to school and bring a stuffed animal to school. Or stuffy to school. And I was like, this is so cute. Okay, buddy. Yeah. Let's get you to sleep ASAP so that it can be tomorrow. So I thought that was just very, very sweet and very pure. So happy that he was just so delighted by something like that. And then Micah, you know what? Micah was kind of off today. I'm kind of keeping an eye on him to see if maybe he's getting sick. Like, he had that stuffy nose, but then he seemed kind of better. But then he was just acting kind of off this evening. No fever, just a little bit off. So I'm going to be keeping a real close eye on him and checking him carefully. I'm going to go peek my head into his room and make sure he's just sounds okay and stuff and is resting soundly. Yeah, a little bit off, and I don't love that. So we'll see. He's still insisting he wants to be a traffic light for Halloween again this year. I'm completely on board. We already have that costume. He can just reuse it. I think it's really cute that he loves it so much. He's like, I'm gonna be a traffic light again. All right, buddy, let's do it. So, anyway, so that was that. What I've been reading and watching and listening to. Reading, nothing. But I was listening to Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, her vlog that went up today on her channel. And I got all excited because she was like, oh yeah, like my hold came up on Libby for the series I've been meaning to try for a while. It's his Dark Materials. And it's the first one, The Golden Compass. And I was like, I read those books when I was a kid, like a teenager. I was like, I remember really enjoying them. And YA fantasy, that's like my wheelhouse. I still enjoy reading YA books even as an adult. I just think so many of them are so well written, especially like the ones that I grew up on. And that was one of them. So I was like, Kate, I hope you really like this book. And then I realized, oh, this video is like 2 weeks worth of vlogs and she's already finished it. And she's like, yeah, I liked it. So that made me happy. I was like, oh, maybe someday I'll reread those too. That could be really fun. Yeah, one of these days my reading bug will come back. I know it's been gone for a while, but I just feel like you can't force this kind of thing. It is what it is. Watching, well, in sort of preparation for trying to do my first, I feel like it was like a serious cross-stitch project, right? Like the Mill Hill kit that I did, yeah, it's a real cross-stitch project, but it was kind of me just sort of dipping my toes into it and seeing like, is this something I want to do a little bit more of? It's a smaller size project. It wasn't like a traditional fabric. It's kind of more of like a plasticky material. It's really stiff. And so just overall different, right? So I went a little crazy and started going down a YouTube rabbit hole, because that's what you do, right? When you're going to try something new, especially in a crafty space. And I ended up on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch channel. And I swear to you, I watched like 10 videos from them last night, just one after the other. I was like, give me all the tips and tricks, all the things, and super, super well produced and put together videos too. And I just really enjoyed them a lot. And I did have a very narcissistic, self-centered moment for a while. I was like, gosh, I hope that like any of my tutorial style videos, like for beginners, have ever made anyone feel as helped and more confident in their craft as like these videos have made me feel. Yeah. So it's like, it was a little, I guess, like in a good way, like a reminder of like, this is the kind of thing that I love doing on my channel. And I want to like do maybe a little bit more of, because I just feel like I don't do as many tutorial style videos as much anymore, just because I don't know, I seem to fill up my time and my energy with just sort of the day-to-day kinds of videos. This is not news, I know this about myself, but it's like, oh, it kind of gives me that nudge to try to find ways to make time and space for videos like that even still. So anyway, and then listening to, Micah has still been on a Taylor Swift kick. I don't remember if I mentioned this to you guys last week, but I told Adam about it and he was like, oh no. And I said, yeah, well, but I am still having to be careful to censor some of them because I don't have like the clean versions of the songs. I have the just regular versions of the songs. And Micah's a little sponge, a little parrot. And like Connor's an age where we can have conversations about like, this language is something that adults can use in like these kinds of contexts, and like it's not appropriate for kids, like you don't say them because of this, and you know, having a reasonable conversation with him about it. And Micah's just not old enough to understand like and have those kinds of conversations, so instead we just opt out because I don't need him to walk into school and repeat some of these things to his teachers, which he, of course he will, like that would 100% happen. So we're just making sure that is not becoming an issue. So, yes. So that's where I'm at on the listening to. And then what I've got in mind for this week on YouTube, I think I'm going to do a post review of Cozy Autumn because it's really fun and exciting that one is completely done. I want to show it off, show you guys all my thoughts on it and everything. I have some kits to unbox, including, there's one that I keep scheduling and planning to do on like a Sunday, and I keep like taking a Sunday off instead. So or like something else comes in the mail that I'm like, ooh, this one is maybe a little more time sensitive to do. So I'm gonna yawn, I'm sorry. I think some unboxings and some reviews, and then maybe my month in review video this weekend, because this will be my first weekend that in 2 months that I haven't had a Drills and Chills weekly video to go up. We won't have our October 1st. We're not going to have ready the wrap-up videos, like drawing prizes and stuff. We're both going to have a really busy weekend with Halloween events with our kids. And like entries don't even close for the event until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Halloween. So yeah, we'll get to those wrap-up videos in the first week or two of November. So this weekend, maybe my month in review video. I think I'll maybe plan for that. But anyway, if you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, let's see, since this is the last WIP and Chat happening before Halloween, why don't you put up an emoji that, well, like your favorite emoji that relates to Halloween for you. If you don't celebrate Halloween, how much something fallish? Something like that. I enjoyed working on this kit with you guys today and making a little bit of progress. This pen was surprisingly comfortable to hold, even though it's a little bit thinner than I will usually reach for if I get to like request a pen thickness. But I think this is great for those of you that want a skinnier style of pen than a lot of the fatter pens on the market. And especially if you want something that's very, very lightweight. For some people, hand-turned pens have too much weight and heft to them. It's not comfortable for them to hold, whether it's arthritis or other kind of muscle pains or joint things going on. So these kinds of pens from Flawa could be a really great option. It's really lightweight, but still has a little bit more to it than just a plain skinny pink pen. The putty was pretty sticky. It gave me a little bit of trouble, as you guys saw. And the WIP wax was great. It always leaves a little bit of residue when you start, but then it's like golden for a while. I love my drills and chills cover minder, and this tray was great. I like a tray that's a little bit bigger, like so I can pour more drills out without having to like reset and reshake. But I like how high the walls work, so I was still able to pour a lot of drills in here and not have to like refill it. It was just like, okay, shake and go. And they do line up really nicely. Firefly makes a good tray. So all in all, good experiences with these accessories. Just a couple of personal preference things that I would note. But other than that, yeah, thanks for spending some time with me today, you guys. I hope you are... Oh, hold on. I was going to say, if you want to watch my past WIP and Chats, I have a playlist that'll be linked below for those. Those go back to 2020, fall of 2020. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me, I'd love to have you here as part of my community. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share, all those kinds of things if you want. I do weekly WIP and Chats like this one. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies and also other diamond painting related stuff. So you guys, I hope you're doing very well and that you have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.